Somewhere on our computer, let's create a folder where we will start our work. For example, I'm creating a folder called Our Project Folder. Let's CD into it and open it up with our code editor of choice. I will be using VS Code. As we're in a fresh folder building a fresh project, let's create our virtual environment like so. If you're unfamiliar with this virtual environment stuff, all we're doing is configuring Python to install any third-party Python packages related to this project inside of this project folder so that it doesn't affect any other Python projects on our computer. And if we run the uv init command, you should see a Python project scaffolded for us here. And with this scaffolded UV project, we get a little hello.py script, and this allows us to smoke test everything is working. And you can see this little warning here. This is VS Code asking us to confirm which virtual environment we are working in. And this is the one we just created. And I like to remove this hello.py script because we won't need it. And now that we have all of that set up, we can add CrewAI to our project folder like so. And after CrewAI is downloaded, we can print out its version to confirm it's working. And you can see we're using 0.86.0. To scaffold a CrewAI application with the CrewAI CLI, we enter the following command: CrewAI create crew followed by the name of our project. And I'm going to use the name R.A.G assistant. And you can see we're presented with a menu that helps us set up this auto-generated project. And the provider is the name of the company or group that will provide the AI we want to use to us. So we're not going to use OpenAI. We're not going to use Anthropic to mix it up. We're going to use Ollama. And Ollama actually provides hundreds of different models, but you can see in this menu, it only allows us to select 2 of them. So we'll be switching this model later. But for now, let's just select Llama 3.1. And you can see that another folder has been created for us called R.A.G_assistant. And let's CD into it and open it with VS Code. And I know this might seem strange that we just created a project to create another project within it, but that's how this works. Now that we're in this second project folder, let's make sure that its virtual environment is set up correctly so that whatever work we do doesn't affect the outer project or any other project that's sitting on our computer. So here I am just making sure the virtual environment is set up correctly. And if we run this command, we should be good. And yeah, that looks great. Let's take a quick look at this CrewAI project to get a feel for what's going on. So if we pop open this source folder, we can see a config folder inside of it. This is where CrewAI allows us to configure the agents and tasks in our application. So here you can see we currently have 2 agents, a researcher and an analyst. And the tasks that we're giving to them are to perform research about a topic and then write a report on said topic. The way that we trigger this application is by calling this run function. And here you can see the topic that we're giving to our agents is AI LLMs. So I mentioned earlier we were going to be using a different Ollama model, not Llama 3.1. So the way that we customize this is by importing the LLM module from CrewAI. And here is how we configure each agent to use not Llama 3.1, but Gemma 2. Gemma 2 is another open source model that is provided not by Meta, but by Google. So it's small enough to run on our computer. And the way that we're going to run it is by using Ollama. Ollama is a super easy to use tool. You can download it at ollama.com. It literally takes a minute or two to set it up and run it. And after you have Ollama running, you can come over to a terminal and download the model that you want to run by entering the Ollama pull command. And after you write pull, you write the model ID that you want to download. And there we go. So now that all of that is taken care of, let's run our CrewAI application by entering the CrewAI run command. Here is the report that was generated. So it looks like our auto-generated CrewAI application is working. Now let's customize this auto-generated CrewAI project and build a little RAG application. The data that we will perform RAG against will be this ebook published earlier this year by Noel Russell. So let's add this ebook to the knowledge folder of our CrewAI project. For those who don't know, Noel Russell is an IRL AI influencer based in South Florida. She has worked at AWS, IBM, Accenture, and Microsoft. So she has quite a bit of professional AI experience. And because I want to get a pulse on what her latest ebook is all about, that's what we're going to be using. CrewAI actually has a built-in RAG tool specialized for performing RAG against PDFs. So let's import it and give this tool to our researcher agent, like so. And if we look closely at the configuration of this PDF search tool for performing RAG against a particular PDF, you can see we're pointing it to the ebook and specifying that we're going to use Nomic embed text as our embeddings model. If you've never heard of embeddings, it's just a fancy term for converting data into a list of numbers so that an AI can more easily work with it. It's really not that complicated. Don't worry about it. So we're going to be using Ollama as the provider of this embeddings model. So let's make sure we have this model downloaded before running our application. And the last thing we need to do is customize our prompts. So let's update the agents.yaml like so. You can read through this to see exactly what it's doing. We're just making this more appropriate for extracting relevant information from this ebook. And we're doing the same thing here. We're just customizing these prompts to extract data from this ebook. So let's run our crew again now that we've set all this up and see what happens. Okay, so this is interesting. It did not extract any data from the ebook. Let's try it one more time and see what happens. This is the brief that our multi-agent application generated for us. Now let's add in AgentOps for monitoring. To get started with AgentOps, come over to app.agentops.ai and sign up if you haven't already. Once you're signed up, come over to the API keys page and copy one of the API keys associated with one of the projects in your account into the .m file of the CrewAI project. And we're overriding this Ollama config in the crew.py file, so we don't need these, but here is how we add the AgentOps API key. We type in all caps, AgentOps _ API _ key equals, and then we paste in the API key that we copied. After we have the AgentOps API key added to our project, let's install AgentOps like so, and come over to the main.py script And we're going to add the following code. At the top, let's import our environment variables like so. And then let's import AgentOps on line 9 and initialize AgentOps like so. And because the homies of CrewAI and the homies of AgentOps are so tight, that's literally all we have to do. They've made it quite easy. So if we run our CrewAI application again, let's see what happens. Here we can see AgentOps has printed out a link. And when our agents have finished generating this brief of the Noel Russell ebook, we should see another AgentOps URL printed as well. We can see that there was an issue extracting text from the PDF again. So let's run this one more time and see what happens. Let's take a look at how many sessions we just ran. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on attempt 7, the agent was able to correctly use the PDF search tool, the tool we're leveraging for performing RAG against this ebook. So welcome to the world of sub 10 billion parameter models. That gives you a feel for what AgentOps and CrewAI is all about. Peace.